Bella, back testing with Bella, Trading Bay. Today I'm going to show y'all why y'all should be using the midnight open as a support and resistance in a circle trader style. So I'm going to go ahead and get into back testing mode. The time frames you want to use is the 1 hour, 15 minute, and 5 minute intraday trading time frames. I say these time frames because it's easy to catch day trades. And then also you want to use certain sessions. So you can use the London session or you can use the New York session. Now, typically for the London session, I do like to trade from 2 a.m. until 5 a.m. I don't trade the whole entire London session. And for the New York session, I like to take trades from, let's say, from 9:30 a.m. Well, I really started from 8 a.m. until 11 a.m. So right now you guys see that I'm on a 15-minute chart. I'm marking out the midnight open. You guys notice here, this is where the London session begins. So right now it's 2 a.m. and the London session has just started. From here, I want you guys to pay attention to this. You guys see the market is currently trading above the midnight open. The way how I trade the midnight open is just like simple. I use it as a support or resistance. So basically, if the market is above the midnight open, then I feel like the market can be bullish. But if it trades below the midnight open, then I feel like the market can be bearish. Now, of course, you can't just go off one confluence alone. You have to add in other things. So from here, I did notice that the market took out buy side liquidity and it was kind of rejecting from there. So I decided to go down to the lower time frame. I went down to the 5-minute time frame just to see what's going on. Guys, do not mind me spelling wrong sometimes. I be typing too fast. I spelled liquidity wrong. It's okay. So now I'm on a 5-minute time frame. It was a bearish order block created on a 5-minute time frame. So on a micro time frames, you can pretty much see everything that's happening in smaller increments. So you guys, I already said this. Once the market trades above the midnight open, I use it as a support. And then if it trades below, then I use it as a resistance and I just treat it as if it's bearish. So that 5-minute fair value gap was a point of interest. So just real quick, you guys see that the market broke through a swing low, created that bearish fair value gap there. So that was a point of entry for sales. If you guys have not watched my video on breaker blocks, I did make a video on breaker blocks, which I will tag below. You guys can go and watch that. But from here, I started to have my targets towards swing lows. I added another target here because the momentum was pretty strong. So you guys see $4 drop on ES, which is pretty cool. All you need is 5 points a day anyways. So clear my chart out. I'm going to go ahead and start all the way over. So now we're going to skip to the New York session. So we already found the trade in the London session. Now I'm going to go to the New York session. But before I go to the New York session, I want to show you guys something real quick. So the same way how I was just talking about breaker blocks on a 5-minute chart, you guys, we're coming back to another breaker block trade setup. So you guys see the market trading back into a 15-minute bearish breaker. So once the market breaks through a swing low with a fair value gap, you can consider that a bearish breaker block, like you see here with the rectangle that I marked. So I'm already knowing once the market trades back into there, I'm expecting the market to sell off from that point. So just to show you guys how it plays out, entering for a sell here. My stop loss is always a little bit above the breaker, because sometimes it'll trade above the breaker and then it'll go the way how you thought it was going to go. So the market will trade above a bearish breaker and then trades the way you thought it was going to go. So from here, another cool 4 points down on ES, which is pretty good. You don't have to hit home run trades every day. Don't never go into the market thinking that you have to hit home run trades every day. It's not realistic. So back to the midnight open price, which is the main focus of this video. You guys notice the market is still trading below the midnight open price. So pay attention to the blue dotted line on my chart. As long as the price is below the midnight open, it's pretty much just bearish. So you guys see, every time it touched that line up there or go near the midnight open, it acts as a resistance. Now, when it traded above, it was a little bit of support there. It was bullish a little bit. So now we're in the New York session. So I told you guys I do like to trade the New York sessions from 8 a.m. until 11 a.m. Now from this time, I don't know how long it's been in the New York session, but I'm pretty sure it's still the morning session because those are the times that I have marked. Ideally, it's best to wait to find a cool setup like after 9:30 a.m. because it's going to be very volatile because that's when the New York Stock Exchange open. So it's just like a lot of volume coming in and the trades are just pretty much crazy. So just to find a solid setup, it's best to wait until after 9:30 a.m. So from here, the market did take out London's high. Now, it's kind of creating some bullish momentum here. So you guys can see here, I'm marking off the 5-minute bullish fair value gap. So like I've been talking about breaker blocks. This is my third time mentioning breaker blocks. So from there, that fair value gap, the market can pretty much trade higher from this point. And the way how I would set my stop loss is just simply setting my stop loss below the breaker block. Another thing that was my confluence here is the market is above the midnight open. Now this trade kind of did go against me. I'm not perfect. I didn't expect it to go against me like that, but it ended up working out well. So it never reached the stop loss point and it ended up working out for me. But I did go ahead and cut that trade because I didn't want it to go against me when I could have just took a little profit. So now we're back on a 15-minute chart. There's still a 15-minute bullish breaker that hasn't been fully mitigated yet. Going to the 5-minute chart, the market's trading back towards a point of resistance. So you guys will notice here, sold off the first time, it sold off the second time. This time around, it's taking out a little buy side liquidity, so it's pretty much stopping out the sellers. It's stopping out the regular supply and demand retail traders. Sorry for the mess ups on my words. So from this point, you would pretty much just want to wait on a retracement to go long inside of the 15-minute bullish fair value gap. So this here is where I decided to go long at. Now, granted, it is below the midnight open. I know it's below the midnight open, but at the same time, it's inside of a bullish breaker block. So if it's going to respect this bullish breaker block, it's going to trade back higher above the midnight open. And then I guess that'll be a place where like you can add in for trades. So as always, my stop loss is below the breaker. And this is a place where you can fully go long to take out buy side liquidity and maybe even trade higher than that. But I did just go ahead and take profit at that point. So that was just what it is. But if you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.